a little bit more to the west. I'll tell you in a minute how that impacts us. Here's the latest. Winds of 70 miles an hour moving north at 8. There's some drier air off to the top of this system, so it's still being sheared right now. Once it goes into the Gulf, and it eventually will, obviously, pretty soon for that matter, at that point, we expect it to start developing stronger. Okay, here is the updated track, all right? This is a view, and you see a couple of things. One, you continue to see the storm surge, but you see right now the center of the circulation goes into the Big Bend area, closer to Tallahassee than it would be to Tampa. Now here's a closer view, all right? And this is the important thing. We are expecting this to be bumped up to a major hurricane status. Winds could very possibly be up to about 120 miles an hour, and I think it could even be a little stronger out in the Gulf. But it's really important when you look at this, all right? Hurricane force winds, I think by the time it's about here, will extend about, I'm guessing, about 60 miles to the east of the center. And by the way, it's hard to miss that Pinellas County, matter of fact, it's hard to miss that the entire Bay Area is no longer in this cone of uncertainty. And we're only about 24 to 30 hours away from it actually passing us and eventually making landfall. So, you know, once we get within a day or two, this isn't 2004 and Hurricane Charlie. We all know that storms can turn last minute. But a storm coming in at this angle, the way that it is, with the models 19 years better than they were in 2004, I just don't expect a dramatic change in this path, okay? And what I was saying, let's say that the hurricane force winds extend maybe 60 miles out from the center at this point. That's about what I'm estimating. This is about 80 to 90 miles offshore of the Pinellas County coastline. So if that is the case, and I really believe it will, I've been saying this since last night, I think the sustained hurricane force winds stay offshore. And that's significant. Now remember, with Ian and with Irma, especially with Irma, we had solid winds of 65 miles an hour and gusts higher, and I think we will with this one as well. But if this continues the track, and for that matter, it doesn't even have to move more to the west now. If it stays on the track, or even it could even go a little more to the right, that would keep the bulk of the wind offshore. Now the water is another story entirely, and I get it. I mean, a sliver of our viewers live on the water. The majority of people don't. If you don't live on the water, right, and you don't have any water within a mile or two of where you are that actually feeds into the Gulf, you're not going to have surge. Surge is not rainwater. Surge is the salt water being pushed in from the storm. So if you're within a mile of the bay or the Gulf, you have to be more concerned about the surge issue, and it is still significant. I don't care if it moves a little more to the west or not. We're still going to have a surge issue here in the Bay Area. So tomorrow afternoon, you start to see the bands coming in, and by tomorrow night, we start to see the leading edge of the main area of rain and wind. It looks as though around 8 o'clock tomorrow night is when the tropical storm force winds will start to arrive in our area. Look at the timestamp. That's about 8 o'clock, right? So this matches. Unfortunately, this is going to be a nighttime event for the Bay Area. It just is. So the worst of the wind will be from 8 o'clock at night until probably around 6 o'clock in the morning. As a matter of fact, at 2 a.m., there's the storm directly west of Tampa. At that point, the winds come around, and I think we start to see the surge increasing. But Wednesday morning, 7, 8 o'clock, it's almost ready to make landfall, and this particular model run, again, up in the Big Bend area near Dixie or Taylor County, really closer to Tallahassee eventually. But you see, look at where we are. We're seeing bands out of it, but the bulk of the wind, the eye wall, is offshore. Now, can that change? We all know it can, right?